Dan Illman, Ashley Mailloux kicking off a pick six at Santa Anita on Sunday with the grade two $200,000 Zenyatta Stakes for fillies and mares going a mile and a 16th. Let's take a look at this field. We have four in here. They're good fillies. I just wish there were more.
I wish there were more too. And Dan, when you look at the names that we have in here, obviously several fillies with these nice win streaks, that being Adare Manor, Micro Share. You have to think Adare Manor scared a bunch of fillies away from this race.
Not only because of her overall quality, but because of her tactical speed. We throw up the Timeform US pace projector. Adare Manor is one from just off the lead, but she's probably at her best when she controls things. And in this situation, which favors front runners, Adare Manor could be going, gone.
She certainly could, and we've seen it in several of her starts in 2023 and even last time out. She sat just off the pace and had that target in front of her and still was able to blow by them in the stretch. So looking at her resume this year with that grade one under her belt, a couple grade two wins, looks extremely tough.
She'll seek her fifth consecutive victory. Here's her most recent start, the Clement L. Hirsch. Not her most impressive performance. I think she kind of won this race on class alone. This filly on the lead, Elm Drive, is a talented stretch-out sprinter. Adare Manor had to work to get past her. She's still going to hold off the late-running Desert Dawn, who's back in for another crack at her on Sunday. My gut feeling is I don't think Adare Manor is as good at Del Mar as she is at Santa Anita, and maybe that contributed to what we saw there.
I completely agree. I just think she's moved better over the Santa Anita surface. And Del Mar, she got the win, as you mentioned. She had the class going into it, but she just didn't seem to have that late stride that she's shown in some of her other races. She just looked like she was kind of grinding at the pace setter to get by in the end, but hard to knock. You see those consecutive 90-plus buyers in her last four, and she's been able to win each of them. And, she's kind of stretched out in distance and gotten back to that mile and a 16th last time out, and this distance has just been really perfect for her in the past.
The two is Micro Share, and her confidence should be sky high right now. She has won 3 consecutive races, including her stakes victory in the Tranquility Lake. This is a restricted race. She was very comfortable in game, I thought, winning this effort, though. She showed some tactical speed. She's able to battle along and kind of grind it out late. The problem is she's going to have to just face a much tougher group, and those horses that she's beating here, they don't match up to the Adare Manors.
No, they don't. It is a good performance. You can see they ease up on her in those last couple strides to the wire. I do think she's a better 4-year-old filly than we saw even earlier this year or as a 3-year-old in the past. I mean, she's really stepped it up, and they seem like they've figured her out. But I agree. I mean, it sounds bad, but they're all trying to chase, Adare Manor in here and her talent. And maybe Micro Share could get a piece in here off that really nice win streak that she's got going, but still need to go to show more in this spot.
I'm a huge fan of the number 3 Desert Dawn. She seems to show up every single time, but if she was ever going to beat Adare Manor, wasn't it going to be at Del Mar last time out in a race where Adare Manor faced some pace pressure? She was running at her. She ran a good second. With this pace scenario, she just doesn't have the speed to stay close.
I don't think so. I don't think she has the speed to stay close because she wasn't able to do it last time out. And there have been times where she has been pretty close to it. I think she's fired some really big races. I just don't see that happening here. There's not enough horses in here. There's not enough fast horses to even apply that pressure that she would need to the pace.
I think window shopping is a very interesting alternative to the favorite based on her win against fellow 3-year-olds in her most recent dirt start. This is the grade 3 Summertime Oaks back in June at Santa Anita going a mile and a 16th. And she's in behind horses here and she's looking for a place to run. Hector's going to get her in between horses and she'll eventually finish off the deal and finish it off pretty nicely. They ran her on turf last time out off a little bit of a layoff. I'm not too interested in that. I think she's got the most upside potential of any horse in this field. Now she's got to show it.
She's going to have to show it, and she's the 3-year-old filly in here. She's going to face older fillies, and for the first time in her career. I love her dirt races. You mentioned the turf race. I think they wanted to maybe see what they could do with her off the layoff. She had about that 2.5-month break, maybe in a little added distance, and she didn't really race poorly on the turf in her debut. She did hook a nice horse, though. Anna Sett's a very, very nice turf runner out in Southern California, but it's tough. I mean, I could see if you're going to take a shot, she probably is the most likely horse that a lot of people would use, but it's going to be really tough to beat the horse on the inside, Dan.
I agree with you. As we take a look at our top pick for the Zenyatta, it's going to be Adare Manor. She's going to try to make it 5 in a row, and if she wins here, I'm assuming it's off to the Breeders' Cup Distaff. I guess in this situation, it's better short price than long face.
I would completely agree. We don't like eating chalk, but sometimes you have to. I think she's very talented. She's hard to knock off what she's accomplished throughout her career, especially in her last couple. And I just think so much is going to go her way in this race that it's going to be really extremely tough to beat her here.
Adare Manor, the horse to beat in the Grade 2 Zenyatta at Santa Anita on Sunday. Good luck.